Welcome back to the Sideline Report. Marvin Jackson here, Lou Holder, and we are joined by Bowie State head football coach Damon Wilson. Thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Well, let's talk about this NCAA playoffs, Division II playoffs. You guys are rolling right along right now, and talk about how it feels to be in this playoff and how the guys are feeling right now.
Well, it's exciting. This is some things that we talked about during the offseason, and to see everything come around full circle, it's really exciting. We're blessed to have an opportunity to be basically in the Sweet 16 of NCAA football. So this is a part of our ultimate goal. We want to win this ball game here and move to that Elite Eight and give ourselves a chance to compete for a national championship. So it's really exciting. I mean, this holiday week, so it's a little unusual. Guys not going home for Thanksgiving. We're going to have Thanksgiving pretty much here on campus, and and the local guys will be able to spend time with their family in the afternoon time. But we're excited.
All right, we're going to talk about the team that you'll be playing Saturday right there on campus at Bulldogs Stadium at 1 p.m. How can people get tickets and all that good stuff? Let's talk about that up front.
Gotcha. All the tickets are on our website, www.bsubulldogs.com. All of the ticket information is there. We're excited. We're looking forward to having a packed house on Saturday.
All right. Against who?
Against Newberry College. Newberry College, South Carolina. They're very good football team.
They're from down there around Greenwood, South Carolina, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And they have a pretty good program. They actually upset, was it West Florida?
West Florida, correct. Yes, they beat West Florida last week.
Because I kind of thought you guys were going to be playing West Florida. So.
Right.
But Newberry, I mean, they're going to be just as tough, right?
Indeed. I mean, they upset the defending national champions, like I said, in West Florida. So, like I said, they're a very good football team led by their quarterback, number one. He does a good job with his legs and also with his arms. So we're going to have our work cut out for us this Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I just wanted to jump in and say that your story is amazing. And the reason why it's amazing is that, I've covered sports for a long time. And a lot of the programs, you have a lot of outside recruits and whatever, and then you have a sprinkle in or maybe half of local. Yours is mostly local talent that's competing in this playoffs. And that's what makes this story so special.
That was our plan when we came in as a coaching staff, was to recruit the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area and bringing guys that can matriculate in the classroom as well as on the football field. And I think we've done a great job of that. And it's a blessing. This oval object that they call the football is giving a lot of D.C. and Maryland, Virginia students an opportunity to experience a lot of things that they probably wouldn't have had an opportunity to experience without football.
Every coach needs administration and a front office. We've seen it on every level. A front office needs to be there. The front office that you have with Dr. Bro and then Clyde Dowdy and Renee Howard, and then it goes down the line with Brent Swinton and Brian Clemens and Carl Goodman. I mean, so many people in administration and athletics are there as your front office and your support system. And it really is a great story all the way around at Bowie State.
It is. And indeed, Dr. Bro has done a great job leading our university. And the one person I don't want to forget is Jason Imparati, who's a guy that came in as our compliance officer. And he does a lot of on-the-ground work with Mr. Dowdy and Arlene Creek. So I'm really excited to have the sports staff that we have. And we want to keep building. We want to take this thing to the next level. And I'm going to need all those people to continue to support us.
We're going to talk about some of the players, but let's talk about some of those great coaches and coordinators you have. I mean, you've got some coordinators that come right from Bowie State. They were raised right there.
And that's a special part about it. I think we have six Bowie State graduates on our staff. Two of them are coordinators, of course. Anton Sewell is our defensive coordinator, and Tyree Reed is our offensive coordinator. They have Cal Jackson as a linebacker coach, Rich Redditz, offensive line coach. Those guys are Bowie State guys. The other Cal Jackson we have as our assistant D-line coach. Bowie is near and dear to their heart. Douglas McNeil is a wide receiver that had an opportunity to play at the highest level to graduate from Bowie State. He's on the staff. So those guys really proud alums, and now they have an opportunity to pull back into our current student athletes, and it's a joy. It's a joy to be a part of, and it's a joy to watch the development of these young men.
Yeah, Coach, when you talk about your coaching philosophy, so many great coaches when you think about it. Mike Tomlin currently and Bill Belichick, when you talk about their success and how they don't waver, winning seasons, whatever, what is your philosophy? You hear Pittsburgh, be the standard, let it be the standard. Right. Bill Belichick in New England. And what is your standard? What has made Damon Wilson so successful?
First of all, the people around me and recruiting, that's the first thing. Second, we have a saying that tradition never graduates. So certain things, the expectations are the expectations. And just because the Amir Halls graduate, that doesn't mean Bowie State has to start over as a football program. That means the next person has to step up and make plays. And so that saying, I think, speaks for itself. No matter how many seniors we graduate each year, we expect and anticipate to get a certain thing out of the guys that are playing for Bowie State University. And those guys have been doing their part thus far.
It's more than about football, right? It's more than about being on that field. There's so much more to a Bowie State football player, right?
Without a doubt. You have to look at we graduate over 85% of our guys. Our team GPA is roughly around a 2.8, 2.9. We want to get up to a 3.0 mark. But those guys are involved in the community. We do one major community service project a month. So we're trying to develop that whole student athlete. We have weekly Bible study sessions that's really turned into mentorship sessions, if you will. And, we have a number of people pouring into our student athletes that are alums and guys that aren't alums, just to share their experiences and try to help these guys as they matriculate through this world.
I think you have a lot of those alumni coming back too. And you got people like Isaac Redmond, who played with Pittsburgh, but you've got alumni who are right here who come back and they show their support every Saturday.
Right, and that's good. And I'm encouraged this week. I want all alums to come out. There's no reason the stadium shouldn't be full. Mm-hmm. We weren't able to have a traditional homecoming this year because of COVID. Why not make this our homecoming in November? Why not pack the stadium? Why not set the tailgate up at 9:00 in the morning and cook all day long? I mean, let's come down to Bulldogs Stadium and really show Newberry College the support and what Bulldog Nation is all about.
And that voice over the PA announcement.
Another Bowie State person.
It's unbelievable, right? Damon. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I'm gonna do it until my voice gives out too. Yeah, I've been knowing Coach for a long time. I knew Coach when he was playing. So
yeah.
And that's something. I mean,
it is a great story, Coach. And again, the oldest HBCU in Maryland. Obviously there's some winning going on the professional level and hoops and football, but you guys have been winning for a minute now, and it is a great story. 3 straight CIAA championships, all the accolades, and it's just a great story. And I'm doing my part. Marvin's doing his part to get the word out, not just because of our admiration for you. It just is a great story. How you're the grade point average, these kids. I had Amir Hall in the booth with me at halftime doing one of the live streams. What he's doing, Taylor Johnson. I see him in the community. All these kids that played for you are now either doing stuff in industry and law, government. I mean, it's just a great story and a program that you should really be proud of, Coach.
Yes, sir. And that's what we like to hear. And that's something that we try to improve every day and just make sure our student athletes really understand what it's about to be a Bulldog and live that Bulldog way.
Well, let's talk about some of these current players while we have you here. We've got some great players, Jonathan Ross and Pryor and Johnson. I mean, talk about some of these guys, because you have them on both sides of the field as well as your special teams. Your special teams that play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they came up big on Saturday.
Indeed.
I mean, talk about some of these guys who you think are key players going up against Newberry this Saturday and what people have to look forward to seeing.
You started with Joshua Pryor and Jonathan Ross. And those are 2 defensive linemen that are going to lead the defense. But then you have Wes Bowser and Tevin Singleton, Miles Wolford. We have a number, Raymond Boone. We have a number of guys at every level in our defense that can play at a high level. And the one thing that we've been preaching all year is to be selfless, not selfish. And that's something that our guys are brought into. And, it's tough when you have a lot of talent. Everybody's used to, quote unquote, being the man. And now they have to maybe sacrifice a few reps or sacrifice a few calls. And those guys are doing that. We've gotten better at that over the year. It was tough at early on in the year. Guys didn't see the big picture, but now they do. And they understand that if they make a sacrifice for the next player, it's for the greater good of the team. And offensively, Jerome Johnson, we're going to go as far as he wants to take us. And our offensive line, you're talking about we lost 3 O-linemen second game of the season. 2 had season-ending surgery, and then we had one that we were able to get back. Well, we're very fortunate for a young guy to step in, like Cam Porter, Steph Stefani, that's our left tackle, Mark Murphy. Those guys are going to continue to push guys around up front. It's going to give us an opportunity to run the ball really well and throw the ball downfield when we need to.
Man, how'd you get all those players? Because when you lost those 3 offensive linemen, I was like, oh my gosh. But you had guys that could come and step in for them.
Marvin, I said the same thing. I think I went home that night and I didn't sleep because those were our 3 older guys. That was our starting center, our starting left tackle, and our starting right tackle. And I went home and it was a tough night for me. It was a tough night. I came in the next morning, Coach Redditt said, Coach, we're good. I said, what do you mean, Coach? He said, next man up, we got to play. So I only had maybe 24 hours to be sad, if you will. But when we hit the field on that Tuesday, Coach Redditt had them ready to roll. So we're excited about those guys.
Coach, your quarterback, me and Marvin saw him go down twice during that game. And he's tough as nails. He's as tough as they come, Jerome.
He's a tough kid. I always joke with him. I say, hey, you want some attention, man? Just ask me, man. You don't have to go on the ground and scare everybody in the stands. But no, he's a tough kid.
He's from my area, man. He went to Eastern High School. I went to Ballou. He's a tough guy,
So both of them want attention. Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
No, I really liked. There was some times in the live stream that I was doing that I was like, this is critical, and then he pops right back in, and it was just amazing. The effort against Lenoir-Rhyne, who hadn't seen before, and their offense versus your defense. It's now one of those, come to play because there's no tomorrow.
Lenoir-Rhyne was on a streak too.
They were
killing people when
that's
they
a good
met
football
you guys.
Team. That's a very good football
team. So you
team.
guys had to really play well to beat them, and you did.
And we're going to play better this week. Newberry is their conference champion out of the SAC, so we have to play better this week. Like I said, they're just coming off a big win against West Florida. So it doesn't get any easier. We're just fortunate to be in this position. We're going to take advantage of our opportunities to compete on Saturday.
One of the obvious questions, Coach, is that you got to take care of the football and no penalties because that would be killing yourselves. You did have some penalties that were kind of suspect in that Lenoir-Rhyne's game. You got to play a clean game to be in this one on Saturday.
Oh, without a doubt. And that's something that we're going to get straight tonight at practice on the back end. We had some miscues on the back end, and we plan on tightening that up tonight. And like I said, Marvin, yes, I want everybody to come out. There's no reason everybody in the DMV should not come out to Bulldogs Stadium on Saturday.
Because it's going to be rocking in there with those cheerleaders.
And it needs to be moving and grooving.
Cheerleaders, the band. I mean, it's going to be great. Do the players play off that? Do they hear all that going on in the stands?
I think they do. They don't talk about it much, but I think they do. They want to make sure they're seen, they're putting on the show for the people that support them. So, it matters. Everyone wants to receive that pat on the back when you're doing well. And in our community, we've had so many negative things go on. I think this is a good positive story, a good positive show that we need to support. We need to make sure that everybody's getting out to talk about the positive that's going on at Bowie State University. And I think this is an opportunity to do so this weekend.
And the 3rd-ranked HBCU in football by the media, the press ranked them right behind, I believe, Jackson State and Florida A&M, I believe. So,
yeah, I think that's right, Mom. And that is great. That's a great honor.
Yes.
One thing that I talk about is we're ranked right now in the top 10 in the country out of all Division II schools. You're talking about 160 schools that play D2 football. So we're not just trying to be the quote-unquote best HBCU. We want to be the best in the country in D2. And that's something that we strive to do. And that's something that we're going to try to continue to push forward to accomplish.
All right. Well, come on out and watch those Bulldogs win another one and move forward in the Division II football playoffs. Thanks so much, Coach, for joining us, and all the best.
Marvin and Lou, thank you guys for supporting me.
All the best, Coach. See you Saturday.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. That's going to do it for the Sideline Report. I'd like to thank Lou Holder and Lake Lewis for always being there for us. And thanks to head coach Damon Wilson at the Bowie State football program. They're doing a great job, and go out and catch them at the Division II second round of the playoffs as they take on Newberry, 1 p.m. at Bulldogs Stadium. So for the Sideline Report, I'm Marvin Jackson. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.